What's up guys, I'm your host Joss. Welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. You can find us outside of this screen, our social media links are down below. And make sure you hang out with me until the end of this video to catch our common features and some new bonus content. Today's list is a fun one. The people of the internet love to find flaws in Disney movies. And it's no secret that there are some inappropriate references hidden within different Disney movies, which is weird. However, they have been exposed on a number of occasions, but some of them were actually in plain sight when we were kids. The only reason we never caught on was because they were references that only adults would understand. So now that we're adults, we get it. Let's check out some of them with today's list of top 10 hidden Disney moments only adults will understand. Starting off our list, number 10 is a strip club in the movie Cars. Yes, you heard me right, there was a strip club in the movie and there's a good chance that you missed it. I know I did. A variety of dirty jokes are hidden throughout the movie and they often go under the radar. That's mainly because there is a small portion of adults who actually care to watch an animated movie about talking cars. But for the ones who did watch it, I'm not judging, there's a truck stop in the movie that's actually a strip club and only adults would catch on to this. The strip club is called Top Down Truck Stop and the sign says all convertible waitresses. Get it? Like top down convertible waitresses because their tops are down? Yeah. Disney's weird. Up next at number 9 is Sexy Time in Aladdin and the King of Thieves. The genie, played by the beloved Robin Williams, is a character we can never forget. The majority of humor in the film came from him, but some of his jokes went right over our heads when we were just kids. Like the one about Aladdin and Jasmine having sex. During the wedding scene, the ground begins to shake and Genie says, "I thought the earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon."
The earth wasn't supposed to move until the honeymoon.
As an adult, we know exactly what he's talking about. We all know what goes down on honeymoons and what he means by making the ground shake, aka the bed. Super inappropriate to have in a children's movie. We don't need images in our mind of Aladdin and Jasmine making the bed rock. So at our number 8 spot is a weird vegetable joke in Ratatouille. The movie is all about a love for cooking, but apparently that love can go too far, just like one of the jokes in this movie. In one scene, the head chef named Skinner finds Linguini messing around with some ingredients in the cupboard. Chef has a very typical response to it. He's angry, as most chefs would be, but when he starts yelling he says something that is actually really disturbing when you clue into it. And Linguini says, "I'm just familiarizing myself with, you know, the vegetables and stuff." That's when Chef responds with, "Get out! One can get too familiar with vegetables, you know." Ew.
One can get too familiar with vegetables, you know.
In spot number 7 is Size Matters from the movie Frozen. How dare Disney try and ruin this movie for me? We all know the classic joke about size matters. Well, all of us adults do. But in today's generation, I'm sure teens do too. But you would never think that a Disney movie would include a joke like this. It happens when Kristoff is questioning Anna about Hans. He's firing off questions and one of them happens to be foot size? First of all, why is one man asking about another man's foot size? That could only mean one thing. But Anna's response is really what completes the joke because her response is, foot size doesn't matter. We all know what they say about feet and about size mattering or not. Why is this in a Disney movie? I'm uncomfortable. However, it did not ruin Frozen for me.
What's his favorite food?
Sandwiches.
Best friend's name?
Probably John.
Eye color.
Dreamy.
Foot size?
Foot size doesn't matter.
Taking the number 6 spot on our list is the high five for having sex in 101 Dalmatians. I know what you're thinking, when was there sex in 101 Dalmatians? In order for there to be 101 Dalmatians, there had to have been some kind of mating session going on. If you know what I mean. In the movie, Roger actually gives Pongo, the dad Dalmatian, a high five for getting it on with his lady. I mean, you have to be getting busy to have 101 babies. Am I right? In the scene, Roger and his wife are counting how many Dalmatians there are and they count 101. That's when Roger goes to Pongo and says, "Oh, Pongo, you old rascal," and gives him a high five paw shake. Then you see Pongo give him this little mischievous smile. It's almost like they're bros being like, "High five, man, for getting it in." Halfway through the list, number 5 is BS in The Incredibles. This one comes from a deleted scene that was shown in the movie, but you probably didn't catch on to the humor in it at the time. In the scene, we see Buddy Pine, aka Syndrome, wearing his suit and getting questioned about the design of it. A kid asks him what the giant S stands for on the front of his suit. He makes an excuse and says it stands for sitter because he's trying to convince her that he is in fact a babysitter, but he continues his explanation and says, "Originally I was going to have the initials for babysitter, but then I would have been going around wearing a big BS, and you can understand why I couldn't do that." Well, no, Syndrome, the kid probably doesn't understand. We only learned as we got older that BS stands for bull.
sitter. Yeah, sitter. Originally, I was going to have initials for babysitter, but then I would have been going around wearing a big BS, and you understand why I couldn't go with that.
Coming into spot number 4 is the striptease in The Great Mouse Detective. Alright, this one is kind of obvious, to be honest, like it's an entire scene. I feel like even a kid could pick up on the fact that this scene was kind of weird and probably too adult for our innocent little eyes. However, the striptease happens during the bar scene when a lady mouse gets up on stage and performs a song and literally strips to it. As kids, we probably didn't realize the extent of how inappropriate it is, but looking back at the lyrics now, it is actually kind of alarming. One of the lines she sings says, "Hey fellas, I'll take off all my clothes." And at one point in the song, she even flashes her behind to the men watching in the crowd. Like, how did we ignore all of this? Why did my parents just pretend that this was okay? The lady mouse is even wearing a bodysuit the entire time and has a garter on her upper thigh. In third place on this list is Mushu sees boobs in Mulan. Alright, we don't see like actual boobies in the movie, but there's a joke in the movie that references them. We can never forget the character Mushu, the hilarious red dragon that acts as Mulan's guardian. Throughout the movie, he becomes her closest friend, but there's no way they should have gotten close enough for him to make this joke. After Mulan changes into her male disguise, there's the scene when Mushu is going off on one of his rants, and he says, "My powers are beyond your mortal imagination. For instance, my eyes can see straight through your armor." That's already crossing the line, but it gets even worse when Mulan quickly covers her chest and smacks him away. This is basically implying that Mushu can see through her armor and can see her boobies. That's not okay. That's weird. Just not necessary. You don't have to put this in the movie.
My powers are beyond your mortal imagination. For instance, my eyes can see straight through your armor.
And at number 2 is the hand job in The Black Cauldron. I never thought I'd be speaking about a hand job when referring to a Disney list, but alright. You have to think back a long time ago during a scene from the animation that came out in 1985. Many young viewers overlooked the sexual reference that was made by the blue witch named Orwin. In the scene, Orwin politely asks Flam if she may pluck his harp. And no, he was not playing an instrument, he was actually lying on the ground and she was on top of him when she asked him. So try to convince me that my mind is in the gutter, but I think it is clear that she was suggesting a handy. Today our number 1 spot is the pedophile joke in Hocus Pocus. This is my all-time favorite Halloween movie, so I'm a little annoyed by this, and yes, Hocus Pocus is actually a Disney movie. Surprise. The movie is filled with a lot of humor, but one joke might have went right over your head, and it's probably better that it did. As you probably already know, the 3 witches are on the hunt for the souls of children. In the scene where they are on their search, they run up to a bus driver and say, "We desire children." The driver looks at them and responds with, "Hey, it may take a couple of tries, but I don't think that would be a problem." I'm not even sure what to say about that and how creepy and inappropriate it is, but I bet you'll look at that bus driver a little differently now. Maybe even Disney. And Chris, because he agrees with all these that are in the movie.
Well, Nancy, we desire children.
Hey, that may take me a couple of tries, but I don't think that'd be a problem.
Alright, I've shared enough dirty humor for today, don't you think? Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know how you're feeling about today's list. For now, let's check out some comments from some of my other videos. Alexis Myers says, "I want to see Frozen 2. Also, way to throw Lucy or whoever you planned under the bus at the beginning." Laughy emoji. I have no problem throwing Lucy under the bus. Sean Brotherston says, "Reasons not to see Frozen 1. The music is painful." That's a lie. The only thing that it hurts is my heart, because it's so beautiful. Sasha Vlager says, "Stop dishing Lucy. Talking badly, I mean." I think it's adorable that you're sticking up for her, but any joke I make about Lucy is just a joke.
Love you.
She's one of my good friends, and she can handle it. On that note, I'm getting out of here. Stick around for 1 more minute to catch the bonus content and hit the subscribe button before you go. I'm your host Joss, and I will see you next time.
Put the bonus content.
Said, put the bonus content in. But how do you get away with that in a kids movie? No! Like, why can't you just call it Truck Stop? Why do you have to be a pervert? You're sick. You're just one of them. You should be, yeah, you're working at the wrong place, bud. You should be Disney. Finding all these sick, twisted jokes you can put in these films. I can't speak. My throat. Any water? It's worse. I'm not doing anything to camera because they're gonna put it in slow-mo.